Welcome everybody to the Essential Oil Masterclass. I am Johanna Burkhardt, the Soul Shaman, and this was supposed to be a live multi-person class, but unfortunately the class took place and the video crashed. So I am going to be sharing my essential oil knowledge. It is going to be based on the company DoTerra because that is who I represent. And so any questions that you guys have after you see and watch this class, please feel free to email me. I'll do my best to answer any of your questions. So I had some questions that were sent in that I'm going to go over first, and then we'll just kind of take it from there. And I'm going to show you how to make your own roller balls and with the products that I use to do that and the estimated cost for that. Also share with you some of the recipes that I most commonly use and sell, and my top 5 to 7 oils that I would say are essential to have in anybody's home. So the first couple of questions I have, let's go over them right now. The first one was, can you mix brands? So for example, like DoTerra and Young Living, and the answer is yes, absolutely. I don't see any reason why you would not be able to. My only concern for anybody who's going to use essential oils is I don't care which brand you use, whether it's mine, DoTerra, Young Living, or some of the other ones out there. The only thing that I ask that you do is check to make sure that they are 100% pure pressed oil. If you were to go to some of these stores like Ross or TJ Maxx or any of the other ones like that, a lot of them will sell essential oils on their shelves. If you're buying a yin yang that's $5 when you can get it from DoTerra for $30 or $40, chances of it being 100% pure are slim to none. So a lot of times these companies will put a little bit of that oil in and a whole lot of filler oil and claim that it be a pure product when it's not. And so always do your homework and make sure that you are purchasing 100% pure pressed oils to get the best and highest healing qualities out of them, okay? Because this is why we're using it. We're using these oils to avoid having to use over-the-counter medications, prescriptions, for holistic approaches to our healing, so that we're not adding chemicals to our immune system, okay? So that answers that question. So if they're pure oils, mix away. I don't see any reason why you would not be able to do that. The next question that came in was, what oils can I not ingest? Here's the thing about ingesting oils. I want you guys to use your common sense, and if you're not sure, Google it or ask your doctor or pharmacist. You can reach out to me, but I want you to use your intuition. This is why intuition is so important, and knowing what feels good to you. If you were to ask people, you are going to get a mixed response. Some people are going to say, yes, you can ingest oil. Some are going to say absolutely not. And some are going to say at your discretion. So what I always say is use your intuition. For me, I will put a drop or 2 of lemon oil into my water that I drink if I don't have fresh lemon water using actual lemons. I do that because I firmly believe that drinking alkaline water is best for our bodies. It's best to keep our bodies in balance. When I do mommy to be sessions where I communicate with the soul of the unborn baby that's in the womb, every single time, what I hear is to drink lemon water, to drink alkaline water, to regulate their blood and their immune system. And so I always keep this in my purse. Lemon is one of the ones that I go through the most, and I keep it in my purse. And so if I ever buy a bottle of water, I just drop a drop of lemon oil in there, and that's enough. Because this, when they sell it like this is concentrate, okay? This is concentrated oil. So we don't need a whole lot. So the answer to that question is, yes, you can ingest oils if you're asking me. They sell pre-made veggie caplets that have oils in them. You can buy veggie caplets to add oil into. I would use it sparingly because you only need a little tiny bit. It is pure concentrated oil, okay? Can I cook with oils? Yes, absolutely. Here's the thing. We use spices. We use fresh herbs, and there are oils in those herbs. This is where the oils come from. They come from these plants that are pressed, and the oil comes out of them. So we're always ingesting plant oil anyway, and in trace amounts. The suggestion that I give is to drop a drop or two into coconut oil or olive oil to dilute it. Also, by doing that, it's going to spread the flavor. It's going to maximize it and spread the flavor out, which is exactly why when we make roller balls, we use fractionated coconut oil. Why? Because the coconut oil is a carrier oil. It is going to carry it into our system and penetrate through our skin and through all our layers and allow us to receive the maximum healing abilities from these oils, okay? So yes, you can cook with the oils, but again, dilute it. So get like a tablespoon or just a little cap, and just put 1 or 2 drops of oil into it, whatever oil. So if you wanted to do lemon or let's see, maybe you wanted to do some basil oil, just put a drop or 2 and then add a little bit of coconut oil or olive oil, whatever oil you prefer, and mix it together and then put it into your food to cook. Okay? What oils should I not mix together? This is a loaded question. So a lot of times people ask, how do you come up with your recipes when I make my roller balls or my diffuser blends? And it is a very intricate process, but most of the time I either use my intuition and I allow myself to be guided to what oils I need to put together. Sometimes they're very strange mixes, but they always seem to do the trick. So I always trust when I ask, okay, this is the issue. What oils do I need? And I listen. And I take my guidance and I put them together. 2, I search it. So I use Pinterest, I use Google, and I search what oils works best for this issue or recipes. And then I look at all of them. There'll be a lot of different ones. And I allow myself to intuitively pick the recipe that goes, yeah, that makes sense. That looks like it would be that feels good to me. Okay. With that being said, I took some notes for this because I found that it would be important. So I want you guys to remember that essential oils have an after effect from their use. So whether that's to energize you, to calm you, to detoxify you, to help you reduce your anxiety, to heal you. They have different scents. So there's flowery, there's citrus, there's spicy, there's woody, there's grounded, there's herbal. And then you have like the notes. There's top notes, middle notes, base notes. So you have to be careful. I mean, you're not going to want to mix a calming one with an energizing one. You're not going to want to mix a detoxifying one, with an energizing one. So you just need to really pay attention to what the effects of that oil is and the scent of it. And again, use your common sense, okay? So you're not going to want to mix a spicy with a chamomile. I mean, that just wouldn't make any sense. So those are the things to keep in mind when you are mixing oils together to create recipes. So if you're wanting something to put in your diffuser and you're wanting something to smell really good, just pick scents that are either earthy and flowery together, or use ones that are citrusy and give a little bit of spice or kick. Use your common sense what does this smell like? What is the after effect going to give me? And is that a good mix to put in a diffuser? Okay. So where should I apply the oils? So there's lots of ways in which we can apply. So this is what my roller balls look like. Okay. And even when you buy pre-made roller balls from DoTerra, they usually look pretty similar. and there's just a little roller on here. This allows the product to last a whole lot longer. So it's going to depend on what the oils are in the roller and what you're using it for. So for example, if it's my migraine buster, then I would put it on my forehead, like 1 or 2 swipes. I would put a swipe or 2 behind each ear and lift up my hair and put a swipe or 2 behind my neck. And that's it. If it's my anxiety buster, I would put it behind my ears. Okay. I'd put it behind my neck, and I'd put a dab on each wrist. Why? Because we're always like this up in our face, right? With our hands. So that scent is going to be enveloping our face and our extremities. Behind the ears allows it to penetrate into our nervous system and our neck really well. Okay. So that's where you can apply those kind of things. Now, again, if you're using a roller ball for, say, a teething baby, then you're going to roll it on the jawline. Okay. If you are using a roller for seasonal allergies, right, you would take it and you would put it maybe a little bit right here. You would open it and take a very deep inhale through your nose and just holding it right here and breathing it in. Okay. You would put a little bit on your wrist, again, because we're always messing with our face and our hair, right? Like this. And so you're always having that scent reemerge, and a couple of, a dab or 2 behind your ear. So using, again, your common sense. I will tell you, if it's going to be for chest congestion, the flu bombs, things like that, there's a couple cool tricks. So not only can you rub them on your chest, right? And maybe a little bit under your nose, especially if you're having that upper respiratory issue, or if you have the flu. You can, on bare feet, take your roller and roll it a couple of times on the bottom of your feet, and then put socks on. So allow the oils to seep in and dry a little bit, and then put socks on and sleep in it like that. Our hands and feet on top of our head are the most receiving energy centers and will penetrate the fastest. And so those centers are where you want to put those type of things. Obviously, we're not going to just sit here and put it on top of our head. So rolling it on the bottom of our feet, allowing it to dry a little bit, putting our socks on and sleeping with it will really help it into our bloodstream and get to exactly where it needs to be to help us heal faster. So that's a cool little trick for when you're suffering from an upper respiratory issue or the flu. Okay. So ever too many oils. Can we ever wear too many oils? I would say, yeah, probably. So again, if you're wearing some for an allergy and then you need to put some on for a migraine, that may be okay. But if you're trying to put on 5 different oil blends and 5 different roller applications, it's going to all merge into your system as one, and it's not going to be as effective. Okay. So pick and choose what you really need that oil for. If you're wearing a bunch of oils and then all of a sudden you get a headache coming on and you just want a quick fix, peppermint oil, pure. And just take a little, shake it like that, just where you just get a tiny dab of it and then just rub it all over your forehead. Okay. Just like that. Now this is pure. All right. This is not mixed in with coconut oil. All right. And so doing that is going to put it right into where it needs to go. Keep in mind that some people have a reaction to placing pure concentrated oil on their skin. So if you ever do that and it gets red, or it usually will show up bright red, then no, it needs to be mixed for you in a diluted, fractionated coconut oil. Okay, that will dilute it and allow it to penetrate without having this massive reaction. Oils unsafe to use during pregnancy. Okay, this is actually a pretty good size list. There's oils on here that are not doTerra oils, but I felt the urge to go ahead and list them. So if you are pregnant and you're using essential oils, you want to avoid during pregnancy nutmeg, rosemary, basil, jasmine, clary sage, sage, rose oil, juniper berry, laurel, angelica, thyme, cumin, aniseed, citronella, cinnamon leaf. Those are the ones that you cannot use during pregnancy, okay? There's a couple in here that you can actually use to induce pregnancy, or not induce pregnancy, I'm sorry, induce labor. But I chose not to share those because I don't want anybody coming back to me going, either it didn't work or I used this and guess what, now I'm in labor. Okay, so how do we apply oils if we're like sleeping? I think I do. Okay, so you can buy these little clear bottles like this. This is actually one that was pre-made for me. That's called Go Smudge Yourself. But what you can do is get these. You can put in pure spring water from, I would avoid water from your sink unless you're on a well. So, you want to use as clean of water as possible. And then you can add in, like, say, lavender. So in this size bottle, this is a 2-ounce bottle. I would probably put in about 10 drops of lavender oil, only because I really like the smell of lavender. And then I would shake it up, and then you can spray your pillow. You can spray the sheets around your pillow. You can put lavender in a diffuser, or you can just put a little bit of lavender oil like right here where you're constantly going to be breathing it in. Just a tiny, tiny dab, or putting some behind your ear. And that will help you to sleep. Okay, so you can even put in maybe 5 drops lavender, 5 drops chamomile into a little glass bottle like this. Or if you buy one, I actually bought one that said like sleep time. It was at like Ross. It was like $5. And I just dumped it out and made my own to make sure that I was using really good, pure oils in it. So that's another thing that you can do. If you have things like, okay, so I printed out, let me go over the few of the oils that I would say are my top, that everybody needs to have in their possession. Okay, so lemon oil, number 1. There are a bazillion and one uses for lemon oil. It's very detoxifying. I use it in my bath with Epsom salt. So you can put 10 drops or so of oil into your Epsom salt into a cup and mash it in, and then let it soak and dump it in your bath, or you can just dump Epsom salt and 5 or 10 drops of lemon oil into your bath. Very detoxifying. Anytime I have do energy sessions, I take a warm bath afterwards with oil and Epsom salt. If you are trying to clear out your system of something, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, again, great oil for that use. Again, I put it in my water because it really does help alkaline. It balances our pH system. It detoxifies our system. It helps with kidney stones. It uplifts our mood. Lemon oil, you can put a drop of it in, your kids' shoes to keep them from smelling. You can put it at just about anywhere. There's so many things that you can use it for. Sore throat, laryngitis, any of the throat issues, you can just put a little bit right here on your throat. You can make your own rollerball of just lemon oil and put that there. It's really going to help soothe. Put a drop in your hot tea, things like that. So lemon oil is one of the ones that I go through the most. So I always have 3 or 4 bottles on hand. The next one that is a must-have in my life is peppermint oil. Another one that I usually use a ton of. I will put, I love peppermint tea. So I like it very pepperminty. So I'll put a drop of this in a whole teapot, just 1 drop in a whole teapot of peppermint tea. It's great for using it with respiratory issues. So Breathe, which is a blend that doTerra makes. Okay, I don't know if it does have peppermint oil in it. But what I do is I take Breathe and I actually mix it with peppermint more and deep blue, which is very spearminty. I find that works the best for upper respiratory issues, aside from just using Breathe by itself. So other things that you can use peppermint for is if you have any type of constipation or digestive comfort issues, you can put a drop in your water. You can make, again, a rollerball just for that and roll it onto your stomach. Lots of things you can do with that. It's also great for acid reflux. It's great to flavor foods. It's great for fevers and headaches. Again, like I said, I'll put some on my head. Like right now, it's all tingly. I feel it seeping into my system. It works wonders on headaches. So peppermint I use in a ton of recipes. If you look at my recipes that I've posted, there is always a ton using peppermint. So it's a really good one. All right, the next one that is a must have in my life is basil. I actually will tell you, for me anyway, I will interchange oregano and basil. For me, these two oils, whatever one you choose to use, is super healing. So basil and oregano are very much to help with flus. They are antiseptics, I think is the word. So if you have cuts, things like that, they work really good on those. They help with funguses, or fungi in general. So putting a drop of either one of those into your kids' shoes or places that tend to kind of get that funky smell, it will help a lot. It helps with warts. It helps with ulcers. It helps boost our immune system. So oregano, DoTerra sells the veggie caplets that you can actually take every day as well. So again, I use basil and oregano interchangeably in a lot of my recipes. When I do actual in-person energy work and healing, anytime I feel that it's a digestive issue, I will put a little container together of a little bit of coconut oil and a couple of drops of those, and I will rub it into their skin in the affected areas, and then lay my healing crystals on top. So lots of first aid uses for those as well. Okay, the next one that is, I'm just going to pull some of my oils quick over. Lavender. Okay, this is an absolute must-have. Lavender is going to help with anxiety, emotional issues, migraine headaches. This is there's several recipes for migraine busters. Lavender is one of the things you can use in it. It's going to heal cuts, scrapes, burns. It promotes healthy hair and scalp. So if you have a shampoo or conditioner that you enjoy using, you could put a drop or two of lavender oil into it. Or if it's a full bottle, a few more, mix it together. It's going to help you sleep, again, using the spray bottle or rubbing a couple of drops onto your feet or your temples. It helps with memory and brain function. I actually have a memory blend that I am going to be showing you how to make, that I need to use for my husband. He actually suffers from memory issues from a military injury. Lavender can help with the reduction of complexion. There we go. That's the right word. Complexion issues, acne. You can use that by adding it in to any of your products that are, try to use them as natural products as you can. And if you have dark spots, you can use lavender oil on those as well. It will help with dry skin. So adding some into your lotion is another really good one. So here's a couple of quick references that I made for you guys. Again, smelly shoes. I don't know why that seems to come up a lot. 3 to 4 drops into smelly shoes. You can mix 10 drops with a cup of baking soda for a chemical-free carpet freshener or deodorizer. You can add a few drops to your washer to freshen your laundry. 3 to 5 drops on a wool dryer ball for natural and fast drying, and it's not using any of the dryer chemical balls. Add a drop of lavender to various recipes in baking and cooking to enhance the flavor. Place on a cotton ball a few drops of lavender oil and put it in your pantry to help keep it free of odors. Let's see. Use lavender essential oil in distilled water in a spray bottle and use it in your vehicle for a deodorizer. You can spray lavender and distilled water on furniture to get rid of odors. Put 2 or 3 drops on your toilet paper roll in your bathroom to keep it fresh. So on the side of the roll, you just put a drop or 2 or 3, and that way, as it's spinning, it actually is releasing oil and it's putting a fresh scent off into the bathroom. Use a few drops on your wrist, ankles, or behind your ears to keep mosquitoes and moths away. I do have a bug repellent rollerball that I created that really helps, especially when you live in places like where I do in the South, where the summers can be unbearable outside with mosquitoes. I actually will also plant actual lavender outside to kind of be a natural deterrent anyway. Okay, frankincense is another must-have. It is a universal oil. I find I use it a lot in calling in my spiritual team when I'm doing healing sessions. I will actually drop a couple drops into a candle. It's universal for headaches, depression, relaxation, anxiety, trauma, wounds, scars, and thyroid issues. It is definitely a universal oil. It is a more expensive oil. As you can see, I just got this one and we're already more than halfway done. It is one that I use in a lot of my recipes, so I go through it a lot. But again, making the roller balls and using recipes versus using just pure oil is going to help you make these last a heck of a lot longer. Okay, and any last ones? Breathe, of course, is a must-have. And then one that's specific to doTerra is On Guard. I actually don't use the oil as much as I use the veggie caplets, especially during flu and cold season. Okay, so how do I make my roller balls? So what I do is I buy off of Amazon these kits, and they have everything I need in it to make a roller ball aside from the fractionated coconut oil. So I'm just going to pull it out. So how it'll come is you'll have these little blue containers. I think they're different color ones. I would buy a bigger package to get the best value. It'll have this little roller thing and it'll have a cap. Okay. So I'm actually going to make one to show you how I do it. I'm going to do the memory blend, which is for my husband. He had a brain injury in the military. So this is going to be 20 drops of grapefruit. Grapefruit has a really cool blend for a recipe I made for getting rid of cellulite. So that's on my website. Okay, so it's that one. It is 16 drops of basil. And the grapefruit is heavenly. Okay, so 16 smells heavenly. $16 of those. And keep in mind, some of these oils have been known to help with curing Alzheimer's, dementia, really helping to give these people more life and more quality of life, I should say. So these oils are no joke, okay? They are a legit holistic way of healing and living a well life. Again, remember I said lavender is good for memory. So 16 drops of lavender. Okay. And then 10 drops of rosemary. Let's see, you see that the basil and rosemary, very healing oils. Very healing oils. In fact, when I rarely ever get sick, but when I feel it coming on, I will drink bone broth with a couple of drops of other basil or rosemary, or if I have fresh, then I'll just put fresh basil in there. So this is fractionated coconut oil. You can buy it just like this. It's not very expensive to buy one of these. And as you can see, there's a lot left in this container that I have. Okay. And I have made a ton of roller balls. And I've had this for a while, so it really is good value. All right. So then I'm going to put this cap on like that. Do this. And then I'm going to shake it up. And so for what I use is, I'm going to be changing this soon, but I have one of these little handy dandy things. And so I will make a label for it. You can also print labels using like address label things or stickers off your printer and put a little label on there, and make it super, super easy. And then you've just taken those 4 oils and extended their life, because now you can use it in a recipe like this and you're just rolling it on. It's less messy. It's going to penetrate better. It's going to have better effects, and it's going to last a heck of a lot longer. So this one actually doesn't have a label on it, but this is my anxiety blend, my anxiety buster. And I actually learned that from a shaman that I study under. And that one is a mix of frankincense, copia, and myrrh. These 3 oils alone together are around $180 just for these 3 oils. So when you look at my site and you see that my anxiety rollerball is $22, that is why I actually make like 0 money off of that rollerball, because these oils cost so much to keep on hand. And so it's a very high quality thing, but this anxiety rollerball will last you a very long time, and it really works very well to help just kind of calm you and keep your senses down. And so a very worthy investment getting that rollerball or making your own. So one of the couple of things I wanted to mention is, if you are wanting to purchase doTerra oils, you have an option of doing the wholesale. So you get, I believe it's 20 or 25% off of your orders when you decide to become a wholesale member. There is a fee that you pay once a year. I think it's like 25 bucks. If you're somebody who is going to really be using these oils and using them, on a monthly basis, or in trying to incorporate them into your life, I would highly suggest becoming a wholesale member. 2 is, if you want to sell these to your tribe, to your community, to your friends and family, to make these roller balls and sell them, or just to sell the oils and build a team and have a financial extra money coming in. How I sell my oils and build my team is through Pinterest. So I will write blogs, and you can write blogs on a website, you can write blogs on blog sites, however you want to do it, and you can actually link your oil from your personal site that's attached to your ID number, and create little links throughout your blog. And so then you can create pins, and you can create, most of my blogs on oils have, 30 recipes or 30 ways in which to use an oil. And you can make a ton of pins from one blog and put them out in the world. And Pinterest is known to be not only the #1 shopping site right now next to Instagram, isn't that crazy? But it's also the biggest search engine next to Google and YouTube. So knowing that, Pinterest holds a ton of traction. And so if you're not somebody who's wanting to be that salesy network marketing person, I suggest using Pinterest. I also suggest just sharing what you use your oils for as you're using them. So if you're using something you've made, like my oatmeal cookie blend for the diffuser, and you're like, this smells so yummy, take a picture of it, with your oils. And that's not a salesy way of doing it. It's sharing. And that's how we all learn about these holistic approaches, right? So there's nothing wrong with it. There's just a matter of in which way you share it feels good to you. And so I like to use Pinterest. Not only that, but it also brings a whole lot of traffic to my website. And so it's kind of like a win-win for me. But if you're interested in either one of those options, there will be links with this video for you to do that. If you are interested in purchasing one of my pre-made blends, usually there is a link on whatever blog I have out that says pre-made blend available. I will also provide a link to my shopping center, my store on my site. Right now, I think there's only 4 or 5 actual pre-mades up there. I'm going to be updating that soon. So if you guys have any questions about oils or how to use them, anything else that wasn't covered, please feel free to reach out to me via email or messenger or post in one of my Facebook groups, Ignite Your Light. Actually, it's going to be the only Facebook group I'm going to have. So post in there, ask me. I'll be happy to share if I know the answer. If not, I can find out for you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your journey using essential oils and really embracing the beauty that Mother Nature and the healing that Mother Nature brings to us. So until next time.